I just read a Chimaev interview, and he was all over the board. Very open to competition. I mean, he threw names out like Strickland. He threw out DeRenner. He talked about training with Imavov. He mentioned wanting to go up to 205 pounds and throwing out Alex Pereira's name. He was very, very open to ideas, and I like those ideas, by the way. But how come he doesn't know who he's going to fight? That was the thing that most surprised me. How come Chimaev doesn't know who he's going to fight? I feel like that was a meaningful amount of time ago. You know, they turn fights around pretty quickly, but I feel as though Chimaev, I was at the fight. Where were we, guys? We were in Chicago. That was the week that it announced, the Paramount deal got announced, just for time frame reference. How come he doesn't know who he's going to fight? I seem to recall a match with Imavov. I seem to recall a scheduled match, RDR versus Fluffy. Now, Brendan Allen steps in for Fluffy, gets the jump on RDR. Fluffy Hernandez, as of 5 days ago, has been paired with Sean Strickland. So we're getting all these names coming off the board. We understand it's not going to be a Bo Nickel or RDR. It's right. We understand that it's somebody that's coming off of a win, which is where Allen gets to be part of the conversation. But I don't think that we think Allen's going to get the opportunity, which would leave you with Imavov. All right, great. Let's look in that direction. And I know that's what you guys are thinking anyway, but let's just work the math out. Why does Chimaev not know that? How is that not clear? Is there an opponent floating around there for Imavov, by example? I haven't heard of it. I haven't read, that he's been called out by Paulo Costa. I haven't read that Imanov's been challenged by Bo Nickel, which is exactly who I think Bo Nickel should challenge. I wish that I had heard that call out, but I haven't. Pereira, equally quiet as to what's going to be happening with him as it pertains to 205 pounds. And Chimaev chirping at Pereira. It's interesting. It's interesting that would still be at play. It's interesting why Chimaev would keep that at play. Generally in this sport, we all know what the next guy is thinking or what he's going to do. It's not a matter of the fellow fighters have to read it in the headlines on the dirt sheets. One manager calls another manager. My buddy trains with your buddy. It's one of these things where the fighters can generally start to pencil these things together. And I can just tell you from reading Chimaev's interview, he genuinely does not know. As a matter of fact, on Imavov, if anything, Chimaev threw some water on it just by being nice. He said, I know the guy, we've trained together. We didn't go MMA, but we wrestled. I tried to help him. He said, I do not want to fight him. He's Muslim. He's from the same area. He said, you know how that can get to the internet. And it was enough that if he did anything towards that fight, he would have cooled it down. And I haven't heard Imavov speaking up, and I just have to assume that it's going to be Imavov versus Chimaev. I assume that because I've been told that. We've all discussed that. And there's no other ideas coming to the table. For example, for Fluffy Hernandez. Fluffy Hernandez is one win away from fighting for a belt, I think. The max record ever is held by Merab, 10 victories in a row before getting a title shot. But even Merab was offered a title shot at 7. He turned it down with Aljo. Fluffy's got 9 fights, 9 victories in a row, rather. So either Fluffy gets to go out and get a 10th one in a row and have a new, a tie with Merab's all-time record, or he's 1 win away from fighting for a title. But I haven't heard from Imavov. And Chimaev says, I'm not interested in fighting him. And if a fight isn't already made, that's a big hurdle to overcome. We've seen it, and we can do it, and Chimaev can run it back, and Imavov can step forward, but he's not going to be able to do it in a nice way. Imavov's going to have to step forward and push back at that notion. We are not friends. Do not bring culture. Do not bring region into this. It's me versus you. It's very hard to do when somebody says something nice to you. It's very hard to do. My biggest takeaway from hearing Chimaev's interview. I love hearing from Chimaev, and it used to be so much easier to get interviews with him, but my biggest takeaway is that he genuinely does not know what's next. And considering how long ago it was that he fought Dricus, I find that to be a surprise.